RCHUB International Foundation for Research and Education, and ISO certified.
Good evening to all. So, am I audible? Technical
Yes,
team.
sir.
Anyone, please respond. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma. Well, that's good. Thank you. Thank you. So, today we are going to discuss about SPSS. I tell you what this software is all about and what this fundamentally all this statistics is done for. Fundamentally speaking, this is very easy, ma. So listen to me very carefully. I'm talking from the experience point of view as an experienced trainer and a certified trainer. Okay. So let me share my screen first. Let me, okay. Okay. Is my screen visible, ma?
Yes.
Okay. So when we talk about the statistics is very, very simple. The statistics is very simple. So when we talk about statistics, we generally do statistics only for four reasons. Only for four reasons. Hereby, this statistics is entirely can be categorized into two segments. Two segments. That is, one is descriptive statistics, and second type is inferential statistics. So whatever statistics you do, it falls under these two categories. So I tell you what this descriptive statistics is all about and what this inferential statistics is all about. So you can perform both of these statistics using SPSS. And this SPSS is a software specifically designed to perform all kind of statistical analysis that deals with social science as well as some of the scientific research. Okay. So what this descriptive statistics is all about? So when we talk about this descriptive statistics, it's like you are describing a particular data set, say for example, a share price or a GDP. On an average, the share price of a particular company over the year is this much. And with a standard deviation, how far it's deviating from the average value, plus or minus 10 or 15 rupees. So this is what is the central tendency and dispersion is all about. And the same thing goes and this mean is nothing but the average value. Median is nothing but the middle value. The mode is nothing but the most repeated value. And how far the deviation is occurring from the middle value or the mean value, that is standard deviation, its variance. This is what is called as a descriptive statistics. Fundamentally very easy, which means to describe a particular data set. And when we talk about inferential statistics, the majority, the 90% of the social science research depends upon this thing. That is the significant association test, the significant relationship test, and just a minute. Yeah. The significant influence test and significance difference test. So what this inferential statistics is all about? Say, for example, when we look at the data, forget about the studies, what you have seen so far. Because when we look at the study, there are different types of data types. Say, for example, there is a ratio, there is a scale, there is nominal, there is ordinal, there is semantic. There are so many types, but forget about it. But when it comes to statistics, there are only two types of data. Remember, there are only two types of data. One is categorical and another is metric data. What is? One is categorical, take it to your heart. The second is a metric data. So I tell you what this categorical data, because in SPSS, you may have an option. You may have an option like scale, ordinal, nominal. But generally speaking, from statistical point of view, the statistic doesn't understand the scale, ordinal, or nominal. It's all about whether it's a metric data or categorical data. So what this categorical data is all about? The categorical data is something that is categorical in nature. Say gender, male, female. What do you prefer, tea or coffee? What do you prefer, sweet or spice? So this is what is called as a categorical data. Anything that is being categorized. Whereas metric data, it deals with numbers, deals with any data that deals with numbers. Say, for example, if I'm asking you what is your weight, Gautam, it will be illustrated to me in terms of kg, right? Yeah. Similarly, if I ask you the age, it will be illustrated to me in the name in the terms of numbers, right? So this anything that is measured in terms of numbers is a metric data. At the same time, any data, any questionnaire that is having Likert scale option. What is a Likert scale option? A Likert scale option is nothing but it has it's step by step ordinal. Say for example, strongly disagree. Say, yeah, how far you are satisfied with the service? If you a retail shop generally used to ask us, right? Highly dissatisfied, the lowest value, or dissatisfied, or satisfied, nor dissatisfied, or satisfied, or highly satisfied. These kind of scales, these kind of 5-point, 7-point Likert scales are called, these kind of scales is called as a Likert scale question. When you have a significant sample size, say for more than 60, at that point of time, this Likert scale will act as a metric data. So what is a metric data? Any data that deals with numbers or a Likert scale having a sample or a population more than 60 is a Likert scale. It is considered as a metric data. So I told you, right, when it comes to statistics, there are only two types of data. There are only two types of data: categorical data and metric data. So let us look at the combinations, ma. So now let's look at the combinations. If both the data are categorical in nature, at that point of time, we will be doing significant association test. I repeat, when it comes to statistics, if both the data, what we are considering for analysis, is categorical in nature, at that point of time, we will be doing significant association test. And if one data is categorical and another data is metric, at that point of time, we will be doing significant difference test.
তাহলে
If
আমি দিদিকে সব না করে দেবো করতে।
please mute yourself, ma. If both the data are metric in nature, then at that point of time, we'll be doing significant relationship test or impact test. So I tell you what this logically. Say, for example, we have, Radhika. Radhika is studying about going to a cancer institute and studying about the patients. She is asking two questions. Radhika is asking two questions. Are you a cancer patient or a non-cancer patient? Are you a smoker or a non-smoker? Here, both the things are categorical data, right? First question is what? Variable one is what? Are you a cancer patient or a non-cancer patient? What is variable two? What is second questioner? Are you a smoker or a non-smoker? During the analysis, she found that majority of the smoker or cancer patient. So we can see, right, there is some significant association between cancer and smoking. Right? It sounds logical, right? So association test will tell you whether there is association between the two categorical variable or not. You may ask me a question, sir, why can't we say there is significant relationship between smoking and smoking and cancer? Actually, we cannot say. I tell you why. Say, for example, relationship can be positive or negative. Positive or negative in the sense, yeah, you see, smoking cancer, and she found smoking and cancer patients. So these are the questions. So when it comes to finding a significant association test, we generally do chi-square test or correspondence analysis. In order to find whether two categorical data are associated with one another, we perform chi-square test. Coming to the second point, we can say, you can ask me, sir, why can't we say significant relationship test? No, we cannot say significant relationship test, because only with variables with the metric data we can say significant relationship test. For doing significant relationship test, you should have to perform correlation analysis. So what is this significant relationship test? Say for example, Gautam. We have Neha Gautam. Say Neha Gautam is running at 10 kilometer per hour, and I myself, I'm running only at 8 kilometer per hour. Both the data are metric, right? Both are numbers. Neha 10 kilometer per hour, metric data number, and myself 8 kilometer per hour, which is a metric data. So when both the data are, we could say that we have 80% relationship. Why it is 80% relationship? When Neha Gautam covers 100 meter, I cover 80 meter. So we both are doing same action, running. So we have relationship. Since Neha Gautam is running and I'm also running in the same direction, we have 80% positive relationship. In case if Neha Gautam is running in a forward direction at 10 kilometer per hour and I am running in backward direction at 8 kilometer per hour, then we have relationship. Yes, we have relationship, but the thing is that we have negative relationship. When Neha Gautam covers 100 meter forward, I will cover 80 meter backward. So when it comes to relationship, both the data has to be metric. In significant association, we cannot say there is positive association, there is negative association. We could simply say, yes, there is some association between smoking and cancer. But in relationship, we can say there is positive relationship or negative relationship, right? Just like in real life situation. So when the population increases, India's GDP decreases. As the industry index increases, the GDP increases. There could be a positive relationship. This is GDP. When industry index increases, the GDP increases. Positive relationship. When the India's population increases, India GDP decreases. Negative relationship. So when both the data are metric, at that point of time, you can perform significant relationship test using correlation analysis. So coming to this significance influence test, in case if you found that both the data are related to one another, say for example 80% relationship, 70% more than 75% relationship, at that point of time you can also perform regression analysis. Regression analysis is one step ahead, which means to identify whether one variable will impact the other variable. Generally, this regression analysis is done to forecast. That I will teach you, ma, so don't worry. Then comes significance difference test. What is significance difference test? When one data is categorical in nature and another data is metric in nature, at that point of time, we will be doing significance difference. Say, for example, let us consider a vehicle showroom. Let us consider a vehicle showroom where there are two vehicles, Honda Activa and TVS Jupiter. They are categorical data, right? Both different types of vehicle, Activa and Jupiter, categorical data. Checking the mileage. Mileage is it is measured in terms of number, right? So Activa is giving 32 kilometer per liter. Jupiter is giving 36 kilometer per liter. Here, what you logically say? You will say there is significant association between the mileage? No. Do you say there is significant relationship between the mileage? No. You will say there is significant difference in mileage. That's what logically right? So, if one data is categorical in nature and another data is metric in nature, at that point of time, you will be performing t-test. So what are the t-tests? There are different types of t-test, like one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, ANOVA, parent sample t-test. We also have MANOVA, that is multivariate test, that is multiple ANOVA. So we have different types of t-test. So these are the different types of test. Similarly, if your sample size is very low, if your data distribution is not normally distributed, at that point of time, instead of independent sample t-test, you will be used. Sorry. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Instead of independent sample t-test, you will be using Mann-Whitney test. Instead of paired sample t-test, you will be using Wilson signed rank test. Instead of ANOVA, you will be using Kruskal-Wallis test. So these are the different tests. So this is what is statistics, ma. This is what is the entire statistics. We generally do statistics to know whether both the data are having significant association or not. If both the data are having significant difference or not. If both the data considered for the analysis have significant relationship or not. So it is for this we are doing all kinds of statistics. So whenever we perform statistics, we need to first analyze our questionnaire, whether it is categorical data or metric data. So what is categorical data? So categorical data is anything that is having categorical options, just like male, female, like income category, high, low, medium income category. So all these comes under categorical data. Metric data is any data that deals with number or that deals with Likert scale having more than 60 plus sample. Very simple. So we generally do statistics for only 4 reasons. Apart from descriptive statistics, leave away the descriptive statistics. It's all about mean, median, mode, skewness, and kurtosis that I will be explaining. Apart from that, 90% of the statistics is done to identify whether the considered variable have significant association or the considered variable is having significant difference or the considered variable is having significant relationship or this considered variable is impacting the other variable. So it is for this we perform the statistics. Is everything clear as of now, ma? Because this is the fundamental. Because if I go straight away to the SPSS on how to enter the data points, because without knowing the fundamental statistics, if I teach you, you may not able to better understand. That's why I'm teaching this fundamental. This is purely what do I say? You can't learn this way, ma. This is not theoretical point of view. Okay. So is everything clear as of now? Do you have any doubts? Okay, that we will have it in the last final session, ma. Okay. Okay. So I tell you what this parametric test and non-parametric test. Yeah, finally, ma. Okay, remind me. It's very simple. When your data points are not normally distributed and if your sample size is less, at that point of time, you have to use non-parametric test. In case if you have a reasonable amount of sample size and your data points are normally distributed, at that point of time, you need to use a parametric test. Very simple, ma. Yeah. Finally, I will rectify. Okay. So now let me move on to the SPSS. Okay. Let me share my SPSS screen. Okay, is my screen visible, ma? Is my screen visible?
Sir.
Yeah, okay. So this
Yes,
is
sir.
my SPSS screen, ma. When it comes to SPSS, we have two tabs. Both the tabs are not present in the top side. It is present in the bottom side. These are very important tabs, ma. So one is called as a variable view where you will be typing all your questions and options. And second is called as a data view where you will be typing all the data set. You will be typing all the data set in terms of number. As I stated before, this SPSS is not artificial intelligence. It doesn't recognize any words. It will recognize only numbers. Okay. So how to type a question? So how to type a question in an SPSS? That let us see right now. Say for example, let me open the question. Okay. Okay. I think my questionnaire is not visible. I'm sharing only a particular. Just Okay, I hope my entire screen is visible right now. Okay. So this is our questionnaire, ma. This is our questionnaire. And this is this is training need analysis in software industry. Okay. So for that, we have 6 objectives. And this is the questionnaire. What is the first question? What is your gender, male or female? What is your age category? 20 to 25, 26 to 35, 36 to 45, 46 to 55, and greater than 55. Now let's type all these questions into the now let's type all these questions into the SPSS. Is my both the windows visible, ma? My questionnaire as well as the SPSS?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's type the first question. What is our first question? Gender. So to type the first question, what we have to do is that go to the variable view. Click on the variable view, not the data view. Click on the variable view. Here it is in this variable view, we will be typing the questions and the corresponding options. So how to type a question? So to type a question, type in the label. So what is a question? Gender. Gender is a question. And what are its corresponding options? Male and female. To type the options male and female, you have to click those values in the one. That is, if you click the values, you will be getting a following window. In the window, you have to type the options. What is our first option? First option is male. The second option is female. So that's what I'm going to give. If I'm going to put the value as 1, you need to understand that it represents male. Click on add. Similarly, if I put 2, I told you before, right? SPSS doesn't understand words. It understands only numbers. So I'm telling the SPSS, if I put value 1, it represents male. If I put value 2, it represents female. Now, the first question is done. And in the name column, instead of VAR, that is variable 00001, I'm going to put it as D1 because this is demographic first question so that I could easily identify where I may able to easily identify in the data view. It is for that I'm going to put here as D1. I will tell you, ma. Okay. So now we have typed the question in the label. Now we have typed the option in the values. Now let us select the data type. What is the data type here? It is categorical in nature. What is categorical? Which means nominal. You see, there is 3 circles. If you take a close look, you will be seeing that all these 3 circles are not touching one another, which means they are different categories. So at that point of time, since male and female are different categories, we are going to click on nominal. So then what is ordinal? Ordinal is anything that deals with Likert scale. I told you, right? Likert scale is step by step. Strongly disagree, neither disagree nor agree, agree and strongly agree, step by step. Scale is anything that deals with like numbers. So at that point of time, we need to choose like this. But statistically speaking, there are only 2 types of data. That is metric and categorical. Based on that only, we will identify what kind of analysis we need to perform. Okay. So now we have typed the first question. What is the second question? Age. So I'm going to type the second question where we have to type in the label. Once again, I'm going to type the age. And what are its corresponding options? One is 20 to 25 years. The second option is 26 to 35 years. The third option is 36 to 45 years. The fourth option, 46 to 55 years. So, and finally, the fifth option is greater than 55 years. Now we have added this. So now you tell me, let me put this as D2. This is once again a categorical data. This is not a metric data. Many scholars think that since age, which is in terms of number, is a metric data. No. If you have given the options like this, if you are given the options like this, it is categorical data. If you generally put age dash, it could be of any number. At that point of time, it's a metric data. But now, if you take a close look, you have categorized. Categorized in the sense, do you belong to 20 to 25 age category, or 26 to 35 age category, or 36 to 45 age category? So now we have categorized. This, similarly, this also applies to even income. Many people, if you put income and if you put dash, then it is metric data. But in case, if you are categorized into less than 1 lakh, 1 lakh to 1.1 lakh to 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. So if you put in such a way that now at that point of time, it becomes a categorical data. So don't get confused now because many scholars make this mistake. So this is also nominal data. Similar way, you have to type all the demographic and the questions. Say in case if you have these kind of questions like particular questions, you see this? Yeah, you have a set of questions with the same option. That is strong. You see, strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, strongly agree. So if you have these kind of questions at that point of time, what you have to do is that simply copy paste. You have that option here, copy. Sorry. And then now we have same options, right? What is the same option? First option is strongly disagree. 2 is disagree. 3 is neither agree nor disagree. 4th is agree. 5th is strongly agree. So if you type this one option and if you want to copy paste to the same option to all the question, you can do that. Just right click, copy, and then paste. If you take a close look, this is a ordinal scale, right? Now I'm going to select this as a ordinal scale. And similarly, if I wanted to copy paste, that is also available. Just copy, paste all. So this is how you need to type the questionnaire. You need to type the questionnaire in the SPSS. Have you understood how to type the questionnaire in the SPSS in the variable view? Now you may have a question, sir, how to upload the data set? So to upload the data set, what you have to do, excuse me. Okay, so in order to upload the data set, what you have to do is that you have to go to the data view. Before I'm going to the data view, just hold on a minute, ma. Let me now let me share my Excel sheet and SPSS for better understanding. Just hold on a minute. Okay, so let me share my entire screen, ma. Is my screen visible, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, ma. So actually, for the questionnaire, what we have seen, I have already collected the data set. So you know what is in the data set? Yeah. We have gender, we have age, we have marital status. Let me show you yeah. You see? Gender, age, marital status, education qualification. I have typed all the questionnaire here. And I told you, right? This SPSS doesn't understand Word. It only understands Excel. So for each and every option, I used to give the questionnaire, and the respondent used to tick the options. And based on the tick mark, I'm going to create a data set. Say, for example, the first questionnaire. What is one here? One is nothing but male. The male, he have ticked male. And what is second? He belongs to the age category between 26 to 35. And third, he have ticked as unmarried, which means he have ticked as unmarried. For fourth question, fourth question, he have ticked the first, which means he is undergraduate. So for each and every tick mark he have given in the questionnaire, I have made that as a number here. Whereas similarly, if you take a second, he have not made a tick mark. What is his gender itself? He have tick mark only his age category. He have not made tick mark in the marital status. He have made tick mark in the education qualification. But he have not made tick mark in the income level, and he have not made tick mark in many questions also. Similarly, if you take here also there are some respondents who have not responded to a particular question. They may feel somewhat impersonal or something like that. They may feel that the privacy is due to privacy concern, they may not have disclosed it. So, in order to deal with such a kind of data set, if you have, because in reality, this is what will happen. You will be having missing values. You will be having unengaged respondents. So, what is unengaged respondents? That I will tell you, ma. So you have to first type all the numbers here. So based on the each and every questionnaire what you have collected, you have to type all the numbers here. And finally, in order to check your data set is right or not, what you have to use is that you have to use count blank. That is equal to count blank. The range is from this to this. Okay. You see 0, which means the first respondent have filled all the questions in the questionnaire. Similarly, I'm going to drag this to the end of the respondents till my final respondents. You see, most are 0. This is actually scrutinized data set only, almost scrutinized. Now I'm going to use conditional formatting. In conditional formatting, I'm going to say that if any of the value is greater than 0, then highlight it. You see, the following respondents, the second respondents have not answered 9 questions. You see, and this respondents have not answered only 1 question. This respondents have not answered only 1 question. Similarly, this particular respondent, the 10th respondent, have not answered 2 questions. So, how to deal with this missing value? How to deal with this missing value? How to deal with this missing value? And another thing what you have to do is that standard deviation. Standard deviation. You have to calculate the standard deviation also. Equal to You see the value is 0.981. This is how the value has to be. You see, it has values. But in case, sorry, not till here. It should be from okay. So in case if there are many missing values, try to avoid that particular respondent. This is my personal advice. If there is many missing values, try to avoid the particular respondent. But in case there are one or two missing values, what you have to do is that you have to find the missing value. So how to find the missing value? You have to just click Control plus sidewards. It will directly go to the particular value where it is where the value is not there. Control plus side will go directly to the column. So here what you have to do is that you have to calculate the mode value and place the mode value here. That is, mode is most repeated value. So either you can use the mode value or the mean value. Please mute yourself, ma. So please mute yourself. What is mode value? Mode is most repeated value. So in order to calculate the mode, you simply do this. Because so that your options will not get altered. Your result will not get altered. Sometime in case if it's analytical data, at that point of time, you have to use the mean value. If it is a social science research, at that point of time, you have to use the mode value. If it's estimate, once again, the mean value. So this is how you need to cleanse your data set. This is how you need to cleanse your data set. Say, here, what is the mode value? Let's see. Here, what is the mode value? AB6, right? The mode value is 4. So I'm going to fill this empty cell by 4. So now your result won't get much vary. So in case, sometimes you can also use the mean value. But if it is on a Likert scale, you need to use only the mode value. So this is how you need to cleanse your data. I told you why, yeah, I forgot about the standard deviation. There might be some respondent. Say for example, there might be some respondents who would fill like this. Without even reading the question, he must simply put 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, all case. Without even reading the question. These kind of respondents is called as unengaged respondents. If you see unengaged respondents, so you see the standard deviation will be 0. Here in highlighting option, you need to click on, is there any cell that is equal to 0? If it is equal to 0, then you have to remove that particular respondents. So this is the way to cleanse your data. You have to look at the standard deviation. If the standard deviation is 0, which means for all the Likert scale based question, without even reading, he simply have put 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5. So that kind of respondents has to be neglected. If there are only one or two missing values, if it's a Likert scale based question, you can use the mode value on the missing data. If there are more missing values, try to avoid that missing data. This is how you need to scrutinize the data set. So once the data set is scrutinized, then what you have to do is that you need to copy paste the entire data set. How to copy paste? Control A, Control C. Once it is copied, just paste into the paste into the data view. Control V, that's it. It will be pasted. So this is how you have to feed the questionnaire and the data set into the SPSS. Is everything clear, ma? So this is how, and you need to make sure that none of the question is reordered. The exact questionnaire order has to be replicated here. If you change, everything will get changed. Okay. So this is how you have to do it. Okay. So in the data view, you have to type all the data set. So you have to type all the data sets, and in the variable view, you have to type all the questionnaire. So today, have you understood the fundamental of the statistics? So today, let me try to recap. So when you look at the questionnaire, so when you look at the, yeah, when you look at the questionnaire, you have to mark that as whether it's a categorical data or metric data. If you're going to compare this categorical data, total number of experience, with the drivers for conducting the training. So if one is categorical data and another is metric data, you have to perform only t-test. Is there significant difference in opinion or significant difference in drivers for conducting the training program for the experienced candidate? Or is there any significant difference in opinion among the employees at different income level for attending the training program? What for they attend? They attend for career opportunity or timely completion. So basically, if one data is categorical in nature, another, you have to first in the questionnaire itself, you need to mark whether it's a categorical question or a metric question. So if both the data what you're going to compare is categorical in nature, at that point of time, you have to do significant association test. How to do significant association test? Using chi-square analysis or correspondence analysis. If one data is categorical and another data is metric, at that point of time, you need to use t-test. If both the data are metric, at that point of time, you need to use correlation analysis. If there is good correlation, at that point of time, next step, you can do regression analysis to forecast, to know whether one variable is impacting the other variable. This is the fundamental of statistics. And then we have learned how to feed a questionnaire into the SPSS and how to feed the data set into the questionnaire into the SPSS after cleansing in the Excel data set. Is everything clear as of now, ma? Is everything clear? So from tomorrow, we will be looking at, because if I go on with, because we have lots and lots of topic to get covered. So try to recap what I have taught today, ma. So yeah, now let us get into the day questionnaire session. Yeah, let me look at the. So anyone have any questions, please? Data cleansing process. Okay, ma. So first, what you have to do is that you have to type all the data points in the Excel sheet. Okay. After typing the data points, what you have to do is that yeah. Let me yeah. First, you have to type all the data points into the Excel sheet, ma. After typing the data points, where is it? Yeah. After typing the data points, you need to use a formula like count blank. If you click count blank, it will calculate how many blank blank values are there in the particular respondents data set. If the blank values are high, which is greater than 7, try to avoid those respondents. In case if it's 1 or 2, then what you have to do is that you have to calculate the mode value for that particular question, or mean value if it's an analytical based question. Or so calculate here, I'm calculating the mode value, the most repeated value, that I will teach you tomorrow in the descriptive statistics along with the data visualization. Say for example, to calculate the mode value, you have to click equal to mode, that is most repeated value, and select the range. So after selecting the range, you will know in the blank cell what value has to be substituted. The mode value has to be substituted. And in order to identify the unengaged respondents, you have to use the formula standard deviation. If the standard deviation is equal to 0, which means that particular respondents have simply checkbox all 4 4 4, that is agree agree agree, strongly agree agree agree, like that he have, without even reading the questions, he have checkboxed all the options. Those kind of respondents, the unengaged respondents, should also be removed. So is everything clear, ma? Anyone, any other questions, ma?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, please, ma.
Sir, I was just filling my SPSS data.
Okay, ma.
Just I was doing in the morning. What happened when I was just filling the data in variable view? Then at some places I took filled string in spite of numeric. When I went to the data view, it was totally blank. Means I want to ask that when I have to see the data in data view, should I have to import the data from the Excel, or either I can be fill it in variable view, then automatically it will show in the data view?
Actually, ma, when comes to SPSS, you look at the data set. Here, in the variable view, you should be using only numerics. I told you, right? In the very first itself, I told the SPSS is not capable of identifying words. That is strings. What you have typed here is strings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This SPSS, that is why, because many scholars make this mistake. That's why in the first itself I told this SPSS is not artificial intelligence. It is not capable of reading words. So here it is always advisable to use only numerics, and you have to import only numeric data set into the data set, in the data view. If you use any words or that is strings, it may not able to identify or rectify that as a data, and you cannot perform analysis using that thing. Am I clear, ma? So
Yes.
don't use string, ma. Use only numeric. This SPSS is not capable of identifying any words, even if it's just a single word like A, B, even that it is not capable of identifying that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma. Any other questions, ma? For Likert scale, which test we need to use? See, ma, I told you, right? It not just depends upon the Likert scale, it is also depends upon the another variable. Say Likert scale based question is a dependent variable. See, I'm telling you, if you consider Likert scale based question as a dependent variable, if another independent variable is also a Likert scale based question, at that point of time, you need to use significant relationship test, that is correlation. But in case if another question is categorical, that is your demographic question. Demographic questions are generally categorical in nature, right? If that is categorical in nature, at that point of time, you have to use significant difference tests. That is any of the t tests, like it based on situation. Say, for example, if you have only two options, that is male and female, at that point of time, you need to use independent sample t test. If you have more than 2+ options, at that point of time, you need to use ANOVA. If you are, yeah, it varies, ma. Okay, that I will teach you. Don't worry. Okay. Any other questions, ma? Yeah, so when to use mean, median, and mode. Generally, that I will teach you tomorrow because I have planned. I have, when I'm using analytical data, say for example, I have the data set also. Let me show you. Yeah. See, ma, this is the analytical data set. the secondary data, like we call it as secondary data. Even in primary data, you can use descriptive statistics. Even in secondary data, you can use descriptive statistics. So what is mean? Mean is nothing but the average value. This can be applied in both primary and secondary data, but it is highly used in secondary data. I will show you the output of both the things. Okay. For example, yeah. Tomorrow I will teach you how to do it, so don't worry. Is it visible? So mean value, which means agricultural product export is being exported for worth 6 lakh on an average for past 17 years. It was exported on an average for the rate of 6,405.1882 crore rupees. This is on an average, with a deviation of 3,229 crore rupees. So this is what is mean. Mean is average value. Similarly, mode is most repeated value that you won't be getting mostly in secondary data. And the median is the middle value. Generally, we use for analytical data. Even in for Likert scale based question, you may use for example, satisfaction level of the customer. Majority of the customer are satisfied that they have selected the option 4, satisfied. And most of the customer most of the customer have selected the option 5, which means they are highly satisfied. So at that point of time also, even if it's a Likert based question, based on the question, you can choose whether to use mean, median, or mode. Generally, but only with respect to a categorical based data, you cannot use mean, median, mode. That will be illogical. Because mean cannot be calculated for categorical based data. Median is also doesn't make sense. Mode sometimes makes sense. So generally, when you are dealing with the Likert scale or any secondary data, you can use the mean, median, mode. So any other questions, ma? So is everything clear? I have made everything clear in today's session. How to feed the data into the SPSS and what the statistics is all about. Okay then. So for categorical data, what do we do? I didn't understand the question, ma. Shritisha, what you are exact? You can unmute yourself and ask me, ma.
Hello, sir. I was just asking that if we are not using mean median mode for categorical, then what is usually the best option to analyze that?
If you are going to simply understand one particular categorical data, you can only do percentage analysis, ma. But if you are going to compare two categorical data against one another, if you are going to do compare two categorical data, say for example, experience and income. Experience in the sense less than 5 years, 5 years to 10 years, 10 to 15 years, and income less than 1 lakh per month, 1 lakh to 2 lakh per month, 2 to 3 lakh per month. So this is a categorical data, right? If then at that point of time, you can use cross tabulation. And if you wanted to go further, as I stated before, if both the data are categorical nature, you can do chi-square analysis or correspondence analysis. So if you are going to know, if you wanted to describe a particular categorical data, just one categorical data, you have to do only percentage analysis. But in case if you are going to compare one categorical data against other categorical data, you can go for cross tabulation. And in the cross tabulation, if all the values are greater than 5 in the sense for each and every sample, that means more than 5 samples have selected the particular option. At that point of time, you can go for chi-square statistics or correspondence analysis. So chi-square statistics is generally done in a situation where in all situation, but correspondence analysis is done only if both the options, both the categorical data what you have considered has more than 2+ options. Say for here the age category has 3 options, experience category has 3 options, and income has 3 options. Here you can use correspondence analysis because both are 2+ options. But if any one of the option is only 2, then you cannot do correspondence analysis. You can do only chi-square statistics. Is thing clear, ma? If only one data, then percentage analysis only. If you're going to compare two data, two categorical data, cross tabulation, chi-square statistics, and correspondence analysis. Is the thing clear, ma? That I will teach you, ma, in the forthcoming session. Shruti, is it clear, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma. So don't worry. Tomorrow I'll be teaching you because in one day I cannot teach you univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. Tomorrow itself I will be teaching you descriptive percentage, descriptive statistics, and significant association test. That is univariate analysis and bivariate analysis, part of bivariate analysis. And later in the third day I will be teaching you bivariate and multivariate analysis. Okay. So I don't want to dump with too many information in the very first day itself. So I think everything is clear. So I
Sir,
hope,
so
yeah,
just a
please, ma.
second. I was asking that can we get some sample questionnaire or something like that, which we can, use it probably today for practice, and then if we come up with some problem, then tomorrow we can share.
Let me have a concern with the technical team, ma. If possible, I will share you, ma. Okay,
Because
don't
if,
worry.
if you can share the PDF or something, that would be helpful.
Okay, ma. Let me have yeah, that's what. Let me have a concern with the technical team, and if possible, I will surely share you, ma. Okay, you can so that you may able to practice it. Actually, I don't know whether it's possible today or by the end of this session. That is during the third day. I think it's possible. Let me have a concern. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, ma. Okay, ma. So we will end up the session right now, ma. So tomorrow, please everybody be on time so that we have many things to get discussed up. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, God. We see. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma.
Contact RCHUB International Foundation for Research and Education. WhatsApp 9888 231 231.